Day 359, my teeth hurt. Oh, I'm trying to make these videos a little more creative, but I just don't have the energy. I'm pushing so hard. I stayed up almost all last night. Ketosis is a powerful thing. It really allows you to do things that are superhuman. But why are my teeth hurting? As you guys know, I like to start with the personal update, and then I get into the news, and then how we're gonna change the world together. My teeth hurt because I'm starting to get scurvy. It's not even so much my teeth, it's my gums. I'm still a ways off from that, but it has been 26 days, or am I on 27? I have a schedule, a spreadsheet that keeps track of the days, so it keeps me on track. Because there's so much happening, as you guys know. This Hungerstrike is to save your life if you're new to the channel. I just want to say thank you too, personally, to this guy named Sarum. His encouraging words right now, when you're in the poverty trap and you're in the seat of the soul. Wow, I'm a bit past that, past the threshold in terms of the hero's journey. But this is where everything that's backwards projects onto you. And if you have the truth where things are righted, then you have to help correct that back. You have to invert the inversion so that you heal them. That's where I'm at. People are misunderstanding left, right, and center, and it's going to happen to you anytime you want to try and do something good for the world and change it for real. Okay? Yeah, it's starting to get to the... You know, it's surprising it took about 3 weeks to get to this point. Almost 4 weeks to get to this point of tiredness. I've been more tired than this on my previous hunger strikes. But this time, as you guys know, I figured out my setup. I have hot water bottles. I've canceled a lot of my meetings. Like, I still meet every day. If you come in, I can meet you. But I don't have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 hour long meetings anymore because people are too fragmented. It's better to just do the work now and then contact 2,000 people, which I still have to do, but I'm being blocked. And then the platforms, you guys. I feel good this morning because last night was terrible. Everything broke. The AIs weren't acting right, and nothing was working. And I was like, "Oh, this is not good." I woke up only after 2.5, 3 hours of sleep, so I'm going to take a nap here pretty soon. But when I woke up, it just worked way better. And then all of a sudden it did everything, fixed everything. And now it's like my old software that I spent 6 years coding is running. It's running. I wrote 29,000 lines of code. I spent 4 years of my life coding as a proof of concept that this technology is possible. Because when I showed it to these PhD computer science students, they said, "This is a PhD. This is 2 or 3 PhDs in computer science." I said, "No way. The system that I was building was for nonprofits to help them coordinate better." I said, "There's no way. This is a simpler system than all these other things." And they said, "No. You've invented something that doesn't exist in data science." I was like, "What?" And so they wouldn't code it. And I didn't want to wait 2 years or 3 years for a PhD to do it. So I tried hiring a bunch of people and all over the world. And, you know, one team took 17 months and weren't even close. And I was like, and I said, they wanted twice the money. I said, "Nope." So I sat down and I coded it myself. And it was hard. Now I know what they mean. But that also means I know how to use AI and I know how to code and I know all the intricacies and the right technology stacks and all this lingo. So pretty soon AI is going to start coding everything, but directing it and knowing where to go is right now the sweet spot. And so I probably did more in the last 3 days than the last 6 months. I can't even believe it. The software's running. And now I'm combining it into God's government, or the wise government's actual platform of all the insights that I've learned about justice and participatory democracy, but also benevolent dictators and philosopher kings, and how all capitalism, socialism, communism, all the contradictions in reality come together in a harmony if you look at them right. And that's called universal logic, or the structure of pure wisdom. Look at this. My fingernails need to be cut. Okay, so on a personal update too, you guys can obviously tell I'm like burning the candle at both ends here in a healthy-ish way. That you as healthy as you can on a hunger strike that's so long. But I have many routines and leadership that protect me. So if you try to copy what I'm doing, you have to be balanced. You have to know your limits, your human limits. You have to know what you can do, what your real capacity is in space time, and what your capacity is infinitely in your universal side. Okay. So I want to say that as bad as I look right now, I'm representing the poor, the poverty trap, even as a white guy. It's the same loss of dignity, no matter what color you are, no matter where you are, no matter what your creed is. It's the lack of that inner recognition from yourself and others. So I already know I'm proved in the proof of truth, the sacredness of all, including myself. So that's unshakable in me. And that's why I can continue this path without losing focus. But as I get raised, so do the poor. So I won't take all your donations and enrich myself and buy a car and all these kinds of things. I've already sold everything. If I get a car, that means all the poor around the world can get a car. We're not going to have cars. We're going to have electric cars riding around, but they're going to have access to that. Okay, so I want to reflect that if you see me wearing a watch that looks nice, it's because everybody else in the world, the poor, have been taken care of. But until that point in time, there's hundreds of millions and billions of people who are struggling day to day. All right. So don't take my external appearance as a lack of wisdom. This is an act of empathy and wise sacrifice. Look at that, I can't even talk. My mouth is like foamy because it's been so long without food. Ouch. My butt is sore, even though I have a pillow. Like, do you want to see my setup? I think I showed it to you last time. I have a hot water jug here, which leaks, so I have to keep it up. And sometimes it digs into my ribs. But then I have a pillow, and then I have a towel, and then I have another heat bottle on my legs. And I have my chair set so that it won't go all the way back, so I don't get neck strain, so I can keep working. I'm using as little energy as possible to stay alive and productive. I'm actually increasing in productivity, surprisingly. All right, 7 minutes. Oh no, I didn't delete that. This is gonna shut off. So the wifey update is if she's too hardcore, or wifey slogan, if she's too hardcore wise for everybody else, who's she right for? She's just right for me. And if you're suffering in this loneliness culture and this exploitation, we're spreading apart, then we're gonna help you too in these special meetings, and they protect you. It's not a legal system, it's a justice system. And I know the difference because I've been in court for 2 years against my government. Okay. Oh, all right. So that's out of the way. Why I did that is because as we approach the AI singularity, you guys know that all of our devices are going to fill up. And the head of X has predicted the collapse of iMessages, and all this hacking is already happening. And so I just turned on my phone because I'm like, my teeth hurt. I'm going to mention that as a beginning update and then just get it out of the way and start coding while I still have energy, because I really appreciate you guys keeping up with me, those hardcores. Like, I have this wonderful woman coming in and giving me like 3,000 hearts on TikTok, and Saurum and John Smith, who's donating on YouTube. And I'm out of cash now. Like, I got all these things done, but if I had a little bit more funds, I could buy the highest AI and code everything even faster 24/7, you guys, even when I'm sleeping. That means we could get this even better. But we are in a race. So emergency news, I haven't even really had a chance to check it. Like, I've just been coding full blast, right? Full tilt, whatever it is. I'm building the whole thing, the global governance model. All right. What else do you need to know? Oh, that's enough for now. Okay. The core of one world spirit, or the core of fair world spirit, is time compression through clarity on ego wisdom. The problem is the Megacrisis. The solution is the 2 sacred sentences, and the implementation is the flow rules and flocks. I actually put that on the website, so it's very easy to actually get your services. It's incredible. So we unpacked the Megacrisis a bit, AI, CRISPR last time, now with World War III. So that's part of this huge crisis, right? And World War III is really, Trump just went to China, and he's an unusual man. He's doing unusual politics. So it's in some ways transcending a normal World War III scenario, but it's a tinderbox right now with Iran. There's 1 million people have died in Ukraine and Russia alone. We are already in tragedy. Okay. And the only way to de-escalate it is through universal diplomacy. What is that? Doesn't the United Nations do that? No, it doesn't. Because this kind of diplomacy is based on universal logic. It's literally just a structure of how to interpret reality. You can see that people or words or things are either moving in this pattern of truth or they're not. And if they're not, you have a couple of actions to take to correct it. And those actions are not being taken right now because they don't know the pattern. And that's what we're teaching in these special meetings. So you're welcome to come. We need to get all the diplomats learning it. I sent it to the UN already and all these guys. It's just they're so inverted and fragmented. Nobody has the mind to recognize the truth because it looks off. If it's outside of your normalness, right, outside your ordinary consciousness, it looks like it's not true. So people are confused. Is it true? Is it not the truth? So that's where I am right now. That's why it's hard. But I did have my first recommendation letter written from Stanford, so Stanford professor, or a guy from Stanford, which is the second highest university in the world. So, I mean, there's a little bit of credentials going on, but that's only the top-down approach. We need to do the grassroots bottom-up, which is what the software is doing, and it's exciting. You get your voice heard. All right. I'm going to try and get this all running today. And if I can get it all running today, then I can start contacting everybody again. I sent out 100 emails. They're all getting blocked in spam and nobody's responding, which is scary for me because I have no more money to get anybody else on board. And this other guy, my main supporter, is having an ego battle with me, which is a good sign because it means we're getting through dialectic and getting to real friendship, not the superficial, usury kind. So if we hold on to each other, we'll get through it because I recognize the pattern. And I'm trying to show him the pattern too. And then if there's two of us that get it, then that's where it starts to become blessed and incredible and heaven on earth. We are heaven on earth. That's why if you have a real friend, that's why it's so much better. So it's a tough time for me, but I think we're crossing the Rubicon here. So let me get back to work and leave me some comments if they're serious. I don't have time for a lot of like superficial talk, as you guys know, because I need to eat here soon. And yeah, we're here for each other, okay? If you're feeling it, if you appreciate the wise sacrifice, this is legally protected too. It's not just attention grabber. This is one of the only forms of protest that's powerful and legally protected. In your countries, you're not protected if you're violent, no matter what you're protesting. But if you're a hunger striker, they can't touch you. Even if you're hunger striking, as long as it's in a public space, they can't remove you. They can try and put curfews and all this crazy stuff that violates the charter. And there's a lot of legal studies on that I've learned. That's why this is not a naive initiative either. I know the law. And international law is actually even better in some areas. It's weaker because we don't have a real government, but there's so many ways that lawyers, I went up against 7 elite law firms and I saw the good thing about it, even though the good thing about it is I saw how sophisticated lawyers use all the legal tricks. So I've seen all the legal tricks of the smartest lawyers in my country, if not the world. So now I know about them. So if they try and do that to me in the government, God's government, we have a wise way to recognize what's going on and to stop it and get real justice and not play these legal games. They've turned the justice system into a game is what they've done. And it's the same thing Jesus said 2,000 years ago to the Pharisees. Like, you got the technical law, 600 laws they had back then, but they lost the spirit of the law. We're bringing the spirit back, okay? All right, stay blessed. And if you're not religious, stay wise. And until tomorrow, keep sublating and look that up. Okay, peace.